All right. Happy New Year, folks. It is January 9th, 7:01 PM, meeting of the Carbondale Planning and Zoning Commission. Good afternoon, good evening. Kay, could you please take roll?
Nicholas DeFrank,
Present.
Jarrett Mork,
Here.
Davlin is absent. Nick Mission,
Here.
Kim McGee. Here. Cindy Saplizio,
Here.
Jesse Garcia,
Here.
Ann Krimmer,
Here.
Candace Hart.
Here.
Great, thank you, Kay. Moving on into consent agenda. Minutes have been delivered. Any comments on that?
Nope. No comments. Thanks again,
Thank
Kay.
you.
Make me sound so smart and I love it.
If not, I will,
Motion to approve the minutes?
and a second. Okay, Jared has the first, Kim has second. Thank you much. I see we have no potential for public tonight outside of this room. Is everybody here, including those colorful haired folks, for our agenda items, or is there some public comment outside of that? Okay, great. Anybody online aside from our three members? Okay. Moving quickly and smoothly into our one and only action item for the evening, 495 8th Street Subdivision Exemption Lot Split. Jared, do you want to give us an intro, or should we go right to Bob?
You know, I really don't have much to add on this, so I'll really leave it up to Bob. But
It's highly controversial, right?
as you can see in the staff report, you know, we are supporting the application. It meets all the code requirements. A couple of the items that we highlighted, such as existing utilities, will be addressed with any future development. And we have prepared resolution number 1, 2025, series of 2025, excuse me, as a recommended motion to approve the plat that is presented before you all tonight. So I'm happy to answer any questions. Otherwise, I'll really let Bob kind of walk you guys through the application.
Great, thank you.
It'll take me 1 second because Zoom kicked me off when I let my computer go to sleep.
It's a smart application.
No questions for staff.
Any questions for me?
Jared, on the memo, I think it says South 4th Street. Just
8th Street,
Okay,
yes.
Good
Where did
catch,
I-
Jesse.
Where did I include that?
at the top,
Location.
first page.
There's nothing.
Sorry, page 9.
Yeah,
of
yeah.
Yeah.
It is definitely not 495 South 4th Street. It is most certainly 495 North 8th Street.
I hear collarbone pain medication can really do a number to work quality.
I plead the fifth.
And Nicholas, I have a statement because of transparency. Just because my house happened to be on the satellite image. I was not one of the noticed people. And I feel that I can be impartial, so.
Okay. Great, thank you.
Do you want me to pull up the presentation for you?
Yeah, it's.
No worries.
It'll take more time to get it loaded up.
Yeah.
For your car.
I'm Bob Schultz and later on the project, and this is Cat Ridge.
I don't believe your mic is on.
Green for you.
Bob Schultz, Cat Rich, and Cat's husband Pete, Mark Taylor, who currently lives on the property and is the future owner of the new lot being created. And we are here talking about 495 8th Street. If you've been by it, you know that there is a David Hicks fourplex that's on the south side of it, and then there's a multifamily unit on the north side of it. And across the street, the zoning changes from medium density to low density, and it's Colorado Meadows. And to the west is Wheel Circle and all of the development that is over there. Next slide. The proposal is about as simple as you get. There's a 10,000 plus square foot lot, and we want to take the southernmost portion of it and create a lot that meets all of the standards in this zone district. And the only little wrinkles to it is that the electric line and the water line that currently go to the existing house that's going to be on the lot A, the remainder lot, cross the new lot that's being created. So there's an easement agreement that we have created and shared with Jared, and it'll protect those utilities until the spring. In the spring, we'll relocate those so that the water line will only be on lot A, and the electric line will be buried per code in the new easement that we're creating on the rear of the property that will run to the existing house. And then, of course, when a house gets built on the new lot, all of its utilities will be on that lot. So after the work is done to relocate the utilities, we'll vacate those easements, and then the lot will be free of those encumbrances. So that's sort of the work plan for getting this done. Go ahead. So you see the standards, they'll all be met when they come in for a building permit on the new lot. It'll obviously have to meet the impervious limits that are in the code, and the staff checks that with each building permit. All the setbacks will be met. The width and depth are conforming, and it's 3,000 square foot lot zone district. So really, there isn't a whole lot to this one, but here we are, and that's the story behind it.
So just to confirm, Bob, the way the utilities, it's just a temporary utility scenario, a temporary easement that will be vacated?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions from the commission?
Just on the application, I saw that it asked what the new residence would be for size in terms of bedrooms.
That's not
Has
on this,
that-
a part of this application.
Oh, okay.
This is a lot split.
Saw it on the checklist. That's why I wondered.
Mhm. And we did provide that information on the existing house, and yeah. It will be a small house. We've got about a 19.5 foot wide building envelope, and so it kind of lays out what's going to be there, and Mark will be very comfortable in it, and it's probably about the size of the house I grew up in, and maybe some of you did too, but by today's standards, it would be considered small.
Not the first time it would happen in Carbondale, though. It'll fit nicely. A little bit of lot diversity. Well, this is a very straightforward application. See that there are no more questions. I would entertain a motion.
This is a public hearing, so we have to open
Sorry.
the public hearing.
Open public comment this time. All right. Is that our obligatory period of waiting for public comment? With that, we'll close public comment, or a motion to close public comment? We have to make a motion for that.
Yeah, motion to close public comment.
Second.
Thank you, thank you. Any discussion as far as this commission goes on this application? It is a lot split meeting all code zoning standards. We understand the temporary utility situation. And it is simply for a lot split. There will be a future application for any residents coming in the future.
No comment at this time.
I guess part of just general discussion and airing of concerns is the lot size of lot B and practicality of that being developed. I'm just wondering if any of my other commissioners have the same concerns of is this really going to be the best use of land for this property? Because I don't see a lot of opportunity for another structure to go on that lot in a medium density zone. And I'm wondering if there are shared concerns. Is this the process? Maybe there's a question for Jared, but is this the process in which we sort of maybe relax some of those easements for development purposes?
And are we getting out over our tips a little bit with that? Because that is referencing a future situation that is not part of this application.
True.
Oh, you're talking about the
But
setbacks?
Yeah, and like if there are shared concerns, how can we eliminate these concerns to meet the application? Right, like
I would need a variance. There'd be a hardship associated with that. Is there a hardship?
I mean, just look at the dimensions. How are you gonna get a building on that?
Shotgun house?
Yeah.
Mark's already got a concept for a house, so
Yeah,
there's
there you go. We're good.
perfectly happy in it.
No hardship. No variance.
Okay.
It's gonna be small, and Ian, Lucy, his dog, will be very happy there.
And again, that was more of just a general commentary, not like trying to hold up this application, but like, how can we help it if there were shared concerns?
I appreciate that. And honestly, what I also appreciate is the effort to diversify housing in Carbondale, to look for creative solutions that are not all, 3,000 plus square foot homes, but looking to be creative, looking to find space and to have blocks that show variability in housing types and products and to fit different people's needs.
Yeah.
So I think honestly, I think it's a great application and a great consideration for an oversized lot. So that allows more folks in our community. It's one more precedent that we get to look at. Our community gets to look at for ways to do homes. So
It's a good point.
And that's the great thing about the zone district is it allows that.
Kim,
I live on a 3,000 square foot lot. It's 782 square feet with a couple of dogs. You're gonna love it. It works. So, yeah.
right on. But yeah, appreciate the consideration for
Yeah.
sure.
That was like the only thing that I could think of for a comment. So
Yeah, can I also say that our house is 15 feet wide on a 25-foot width lot on the bike path, and it's amazing. We love it.
Some of the houses, units over at Thompson Corners are similar. At Lot 1, the building fronting Main Street, Bristol is going to build, I think they're 14-foot wide townhomes. So there's some interesting things that are in the works, and we'll, like you're saying, create more variety.
Well, in my opinion, applaud the idea. Anybody else? Who do we have on? We have Cindy, Nick. Who else is online? Is that it?
Yep.
Okay.
No, I'm online, but
Oh.
it looks great to me. I concur with all the other comments.
All right. Well, with that, I think we've gone full circle. Unless there are any other comments, now I will entertain a motion.
all right.
Kim's being difficult this evening. And that was Bob's computer.
Good.
Do we have exact verbiage?
We are starting this year off with tight formalities and
I got it. All right, motion to approve resolution number 1, series 2025.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We are off to a
Thank
running
you
start. Good
Coming
luck.
out on this cold night.
Thank you all very much.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Your arm feels better.
Yeah, thank you. Have a good one.
All right, folks, moving on into staff update.
I did think of one thing. We have met with the architects for the Main Street Marketplace townhomes that you guys reviewed and gave feedback on the design changes.
Mhm.
They've revised the design to be significantly more in line with the
Great.
original approved plans. So we gave them the authorization to move forward.
Great.
Hopefully it's built in a manner that represents the renderings and elevations, excuse me. So
Yeah.
I forgot to send those to you guys, but I can send them to you all in an email. After this, you can see the revisions.
That'd be great. And just to confirm, given those past challenges that we were kind of, which we keep referencing with past projects, does the town now have an in-place process to ensure that, or at least to kind of to confirm that the built product is matching the in a real-time sense?
You know, I don't think we have anything specific. We do require the elevations. We do compare them to what was approved, but you know, I think especially on bigger projects, one thing that the town and the Planning and Zoning Commission could consider requiring is a material sample built on site at the outset of construction to kind of finalize materials, colors, things like that. Commonly used in other projects, and that could be something. I don't know if we'd want to do it on every project, but certainly a project of the scale and scope of the Main Street development or some of the other multifamily structures that have built recently. That could be an effective tool to kind of ensure that quality and color palette matches what is being demonstrated in renderings.
Yeah, I mean, I have no problem, and I think mock-ups are pretty much standard fare in my projects these days, especially of this magnitude. I don't know what how this commission feels about that, especially given I think the Main Street context could be part of, you know, one more reason to put that in place.
Yeah.
Of course, there's a cost to the developer on that. So we would have to understand that is, you know, if they aren't doing it, which is highly unlikely, we are requesting an additional fee to them or putting in place something like that. So that's something to realize.
It wouldn't be, I mean, at least in my experience, I require it on my projects. Will not proceed with construction until that's done.
Right.
And I mean, it doesn't have to be that big. It could be like just a 2 foot wide by whatever. If you have a wainscot, then get the wainscot and then wood. Like, I don't think it's that much to ask in the scale of everything, like as far as the budget's concerned. So I think location wise, like, yeah, Main Street is a big thing, but like any multifamily mixed use, things like that, where budget will really come into a factor and affect multiple people. I think that's where our grounds should be based.
Okay. Anybody else have any comments on that? Cindy, Nick, Candace?
I agree.
Nope, I think sounds good.
Mr. Michonne?
You know, I mean, we got pretty solid direction from board trustees a couple weeks ago, whenever that was. They said, what can we do to make it easier? Is this making it easier?
I'm not sure I'm following. Making what easier?
Easier to provide housing to the community.
I don't think that was exactly what they were referencing.
No, but I think the point is the same. Is it making it easier for a developer to provide housing, or is it making it harder?
It's not making it harder. I would
Okay.
say.
Yeah, and I don't know, and I'm not really following that, but if
That's
it's-
okay.
I think he's.
Forget it.
saying,
It
like,
doesn't
if we're
matter. I have no
asking too much of
comments.
The contractor, like, and that would stifle development, right? Like with that,
a
hinder
mock-up.
development is having to do a mock-up. And again, I think to my point of what I was saying is like, it's really, if you look at what the budget is accounting for, that should already be in there. It's not that much to ask.
Right.
Like, it doesn't have to be a full, like, show me waterproofing and everything. Just
Right.
get the colors up, all good.
That's kind of what I thought as well. That's why I wasn't quite following Nick. But yeah, I mean, I think if the town is comfortable, given some of the challenges we've had, and given, again, for me, it's the context. I think Jared, I hear you as well, given the scale and context. It seems like a small request to make.
We can certainly keep that in the tool of, or the toolbox of kind of recommended conditions, and we can maybe discuss it more in depth the next time we get a Main Street or multifamily oriented development, and see if everyone still has that appetite at that time, but we can certainly bring that forward.
Yeah, and I think there would be opportunities, like if this is gonna scare away a contractor or a developer or something, I think there can be, requests made to maybe lift that, but I think we should have that as a standard and discuss with the contractor or whoever would present that to remove that requirement. Are your materials simplistic enough? Like, is it just white and gray or whatever? I don't think we really need purview, but like when you get into different tones of woods, different paint colors, things like that, I think that's what it really impacts. And the need for this, right? Like, we've been burned on color for the most part. And now it's getting into architectural detail and things like that. So I think we need to put our foot down and say, all right, just make this. And again, if it's so easy, if it's so simple, like one concrete building kind of thing, no, I don't think that's really needed. I think that's excessive.
Okay. Well, it sounds like it's not going to be applicable to this project anyways, from the way you just responded. So,
yeah.
So then in that case, we will follow up on, in a later project as applicable. And if it meets, scale or context considerations, we can.
I also can't imagine, well, I can actually, I was gonna say, I can't imagine Bristol would not have a mock-up.
Right. I've actually seen ones from the previous phases out there. So,
cool.
Yeah. Okay.
That is all we have for staff updates.
Okay. Thank you much for that. Commissioner comments. I have two just like housekeeping items to go over. A previous iteration of this commission, we've gone over the years various ways of communication. And I noted this last time around, I guess, we get a lot of emails, and I wanted to check in with folks. I see every email as staff time to write, staff time to send, and then it's commissioner time to review, inboxes to go through. Just checking back in, does this commission first of the year, just a quick, check. Do we still like this approach of the hold, the heads up, just the sequencing of, we are very kind of heads up heavy right now, I would say, is as far as the amount of notices for meetings. And that was meant to help us as a commission be more organized and improve our attendance. How are folks feeling? Is the current system working? Any comments on that? A potential to decrease the amount of communication. Does anyone need more communication?
Are we sufficed with our communication levels?
Are we okay with it? Yes. It just comes from me personally. I just noticed so many emails this last time. I was like, wow, I thought I had missed something. I thought things were changing, and it was just, this was personally on me coming out of the holiday turbine that it is as a parent. And so I just thought I'd ask you all the question, just to check in on our first meeting.
I just have to remember to tell Kay that I'm gonna be here by her cutoff day. Cause I was late this week, cause you didn't read my mind. I had to tell you on Wednesday, so I apologize.
You could cut back a little bit if you wanted to. I mean, I think, you know, if we didn't have the minutes in advance and if we didn't have, I'm fine with the way it is, but if it would simplify your life, it doesn't really matter. You know, I don't find it that difficult to either accept or not accept the invitation and whatever. So I'm fine with it either way.
Okay.
I'm fine with it. I think it works pretty well. I like having it on my calendar early.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same. I appreciate the heads up, but if it's if it's too much, feel free to improvise and let us know what works.
I'm great with it all. Coming in as a new person, I think it's well organized. I like being able to look at it a little bit at a time and not feel like I have one day to do something. So I appreciate everything.
Great. And Keiki, so the current protocol is you send out a batch of holds that kind of gets a series on our calendars. And then the Friday before, it's the Zoom link and the agenda and the packet essentially, or the link to the packet.
Right. So probably what's happening, when I finalize the packet on Diligent, you're going to get an email from Diligent with the packet, and that includes the minutes. And then you will also get a Zoom invitation, and that's for your benefit in case you're going to be unable to attend in person. And then we do have the Outlook holds that we convert to a confirmed date. And so there's that email. And then I have had requests for just a regular email because they don't have Outlook. I'm happy to eliminate, I can't eliminate Diligent and I can't eliminate the Zoom. So if you would prefer to just keep the planning and zoning hold, then I could just send an email confirming that the date is that we do have a meeting, because sometimes we end up not having a meeting.
Right.
However, you know, I'm happy to do it anyway.
Yeah. Right.
So
and just to reconfirm, this is just me being difficult in this moment. I want to take complete ownership for this. I literally was like, I was coming out of the holiday fog and I saw so many emails. I thought I had made some sort of error. I was just overwhelmed by it. So I wanted to own this for everybody. Okay, sorry to make this more challenging for you as well.
No, that's fine. I'm happy to do it. However, you know, and it's less about this group because you all seem to be fairly technologically comfortable. Some of the other boards and commissions that I work with are less technologically comfortable. And so that's why there's always that follow-up email.
Got it.
But, you know, we just want to make sure that we have a quorum, especially in a case where we have a public hearing. Right. And so that's where we need that feedback from you all by Tuesday, so that if something has to change, we have time to communicate with the applicant or drum up one more person for the quorum. Right. So that's where having that feedback is important to us.
Absolutely, and we don't want to take that away by any means. That is not. We don't want to challenge that. We know we have been bad attendees in the past, but look how much better we're getting. So I guess we can just leave it. I mean, I'm hearing from a lot of folks that it's working really well the way it is. People appreciate the multiple touch points. So why don't we just leave? What's the saying? Leave it alone. Well enough alone, good enough alone. It's not broke, don't fix it. That's it. Great. Moving on. One other piece, or last piece as far as check-in, and that is the Zoom protocol with this. There's been some discussions about folks really bringing folks back into being in person. We know that Zoom is there for us all in times of emergency, for those of us with families or necessary work or personal life overlaps. But there's been a push to, I guess, Jared, you want to help me a little bit with this one?
Yeah, I think the trustees have kind of continually made a push with most boards and commissions trying to be as in person as possible. Really wanting it to show well for the members of the public, applicants, things like that, who show up to meetings to participate as well. And so, they've asked us that we kind of renew that kind of, I don't want to say expectation, but desire with boards and commissions. With that said, I think Nick, you hit it right. Like, there is still the recognition that we have lives. Sometimes we're traveling, sometimes we have family matters, and the only way we can get to a meeting is online. And so we want to keep that, but maybe not rely on the Zoom aspect for every meeting, and try to make more of a concerted effort to be in person to the greatest degree possible. So
Great.
Just thought we'd share that with you guys.
Thanks for that, Jared. So I guess, I'll just say too, it was really nice having all of you here for the BOT discussion. I felt like it was a high quality meeting. I know personally, I don't mind looking up at the three little squares above. Sometimes I forget. And I think real live people are cool. So I think if we could all, I'm just going to put out a personal request that, unless you have an emergent need or a life happening, which again, we all have that come up, please put an effort into being here in person, in the flesh, moving forward. I think it'd be better for all of us, better for this community, better for this commission. Those are my two pieces I wanted to kick off with 2025. Oh my goodness. Anything else from anybody? Commissioner comments? Did everybody have a good holiday?
I've never slept more in my entire life. It was fantastic.
For all of you that wanted to push off the BOT till after, aren't you glad we did that before?
No, that was a very terrible day for me.
What? Whatever. Anything else, folks? We will kick into, just to touch on that BOT. I thought it was a great discussion, even though Jared doesn't. Kim's nodding her head as well.
Put words in my mouth.
You can check it out in the minutes. We will start kind of talking about this. We did get a few, we have a few marching orders on there. So that'll be something that I think we all want to start sooner than later in this calendar year. So look to that in the coming next meeting or two.
I did have a question for Jared and Kay. I know we had talked about the DOT meeting coming up and the water meeting coming up. Do we have solid dates for those? Is that official?
The water meeting, I believe, is,
I think that one was officially on the agenda for, I can't remember the date though.
I believe that's the January 21st. Board trustees work session. I believe the other one is the February. There should be the third Tuesday. February 18th.
I thought something was on the 4th.
Yeah, I don't know which one. What were the two things? It was water and.
Water
Yeah.
and the DOT for 133 that they were going to do a presentation.
I've got the highway one on the 4th. Highway 133 with CDOT
That's what they thought at the time. Anyway.
on the 4th.
That's a regular meeting.
Yeah,
The 4th of February?
Fourth.
The first, is
Is-
that the first Tuesday?
Yeah.
That will be 4th.
I put them in my calendar the day they announced them.
Because the first Tuesday of the month. is the fourth.
Yeah, so I don't think it's the 4th, but we'll verify that. That's usually our court date. We will verify that, but I'm pretty sure the DOT is February and the water discussion is January. So not next Tuesday, but the following Tuesday. I'll verify that tomorrow and I'll get an email out to you guys on that.
Thanks.
And then, and then next Tuesday, the 14th, there's a conversation about kind of local transportation. We Cycle is doing an update and Downtowner is doing an update. So if you want to participate in those conversations, feel free to attend or watch online, YouTube afterwards when you can't sleep that night.
There you go. That's what I do. I just rewatch myself all the time.
Any other commissioner comments?
No, thanks for bringing those two concerns up, at least.
Yeah.
Thought I had something, but I can't remember what it was.
Okay.
It was an actual serious one too.
Going.
It's already gone. That's not-
All right. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you all so much. Have a great night.
Thanks all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Did it really?